All right, so it's a 6-minute video. He's confessing to something. I wonder what it will be.
Primals, I'm making this video to apologize. Because I fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied and I misled a lot of people. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate. Well,
Let me go back. I want to start at the beginning now because obviously the audio is fucked up. So I want you guys to be able to actually listen to it. Okay, here we go.
Primals, I'm making this video to apologize. Because I fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied and I misled a lot of people. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because...
But it's not though, right? Because like you said, you were doing something and you didn't do it. Like, how's this complicated? Like, I don't understand, like... But let's find out why it's complicated. But I don't know, it doesn't seem complicated.
Before social media, I was rich and anonymous. And after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous. And I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate. Well, clearly I did it wrong. And I'm here now to set the record straight.
Okay.
Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who kill themselves. The 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves. Our people are hurting at record rates with depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life.
I mean, I think that it's like you can obviously make the argument that like, yeah, sure, like you're trying to like motivate people, etc. But like, don't you think somebody would want to kill themselves after they try to follow your way of life and then they're not able to? Because, you know, there's like an important piece missing from the puzzle that you are intentionally omitting. I feel like this is kind of the same thing. So it's like whenever you put out like a false persona and then you actually, I think, perpetrate more of that kind of stuff because you're making people feel like they're not good enough because they do everything that you say for them to do and then they're not where they want to be. You see what I'm saying? So like, and also I think that this is really not, I think that this guy does care about people that, like, I'm not going to make the statement that he doesn't care about people with depression or people that are suicidal or something like that. I'm not going to say that because I don't know that. We can't know that. Nobody can know that. But what I am going to say is that it seems very weird to use that as an excuse to scam people. It's weird. He only cares about his image. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Our young men are hurting the most, feeling lost, weak, and submissive. So I made it my job to model, teach, and preach a simple, elegant solution called ancestral living, the 9 ancestral tenets, so our people no longer have to suffer, so we can collectively express our highest and most dominant form. This is my fight. This is why I exist.
That's totally fine. Like, everybody is on your side with this. The thing is, like, all of this is totally fine. If he wants to go and, you know, push the ancestral tenets and do all this stuff and, like, this is something that he cares about, right? Yeah, sure. Totally okay. However, you can't just go and make shit up about it.
While spreading the message, I've been on several podcasts, and when asked if I've ever taken steroids, I've always said no. I don't touch this stuff, not gonna touch this stuff, never touch the stuff.
That's not true.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
I've convinced myself that this had nothing to do with the ancestral message. I convinced myself that I'm not a competitive athlete of any kind, so who the fuck am I cheating? I convinced myself that this topic was a placeholder for a far more important conversation. I convinced myself that this would overshadow the 36 years of working out, usually twice a day, without PED.
Well, of course it would. Oh, now he's saying that he worked out a lot without the performance-enhancing drugs, but so he's basically, this is just like, this is just such bullshit. Like, this is such a bad apology. I hate this. So the reason why I don't like it is because, like, he's using this is the means for the ends, right? He's saying that, like, oh, well, I only did this because I was trying to promote a better and more important, bigger message. You see what I'm saying? So, like, he's saying, like, basically it's okay that I was promoting this type of, like, I was lying about this because I was promoting something that was more important than what I was lying about. You see kind of what I'm saying? Yeah, it isn't real. Is it all a joke? Some is Gareth. I don't think it's like it's not like really, like, I mean, let's put this into context. Like, he's not killing anybody. He's not like really actively going out of his way to harm people. He's just scamming people with supplements, right? I mean, it's not the worst person in the world, but like, he is scamming people with supplements. Like, that's literally what you're doing. So it's like, you want to say it's a means to an ends. I don't necessarily believe that whenever you have a financial incentive for a different ends. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sure this guy could come back and counter and say, well, I'm rich already. Why do I need it? Well, then why do you need it? Why do you do it? You know, like, why are you doing it?
I've convinced myself that this was the vocal minority, usually in the fitness category, driving to an unproductive conversation. And I had convinced myself that this.
So, like, I don't like how he's like, he's saying the fitness community is calling him out. Like, the fitness community, these are the people that we're calling him out. Well, of course that's going to be the people that are calling you out. Those are the people that know about steroids. Duh.
Would be the wrong message to send to the 15-year-old boys. So I continually dismissed it, and I dug myself into a bigger and deeper hole.
Yeah, I think this part is probably true. Where, like, I think that if you were to give Liver King a truth serum and ask him, like, before this came out, do you think it's going to come out one day? I think he would say yes. Like, Hyper, thanks for 5 subs. I appreciate it. I think that he would absolutely say yes to that. And I think that 100%, like, he knew that it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And he knew he probably, like, I mean, shit, he could have recorded this video 6 months ago, just ready for whenever it needs to come out. Yeah, of course that's going to happen. Roids aren't inherently bad. No, so I don't have a problem with Liver King doing steroids. I think that's totally fucking fine. The only thing that I have a problem with is that you can't go and sell a lifestyle that is missing a crucial puzzle piece. Like, that's the truth. It's not like, for example, there are a lot of people on steroids that look like Liver King. So that means that taking his supplements and eating raw bull dicks and livers, this is clearly not the causal factor in his physique. This is clearly not the causal factor, because if it was, then all of these other guys wouldn't look the same as he does. Just what, yeah, like, steroids is the main reason why he looks this way.
I have only myself to blame. I did that. And it was all wrong. I will be better. I will talk about it openly, because I believe that there's a time and a place for pharmacological intervention monitored and managed by a trained hormone physician.
That's totally fine. If you want to take steroids, that is your choice as an adult. You should have every right to do that. The only thing that I, again, don't like is that you're selling supplements, trying to sell a lifestyle that doesn't exist. Somebody says, sorry, you're wrong. I know what you mean. Even if you take steroids, you have to work out. Bro, I don't think that here's the thing. So if you take 10 people, all right, and you have, I don't know, let's say you take 12 people, right? You have 12 people that eat like Liver King and don't take steroids. So you have like 12 people that you fuck. God damn it. I totally messed up with this analogy. Let me just completely start over, okay? So let's take a few different categories, all right? So you have the people that eat exactly like Liver King and they do take steroids. And then you have the people that eat exactly like Liver King and they don't take steroids. Then you have the people that don't eat like Liver King and they take steroids. And then you have the people that do eat like Liver King, or sorry, that don't eat like Liver King and don't take steroids. Which of those two categories are going to be the same? The people that are taking steroids. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the prime causal factor for his physique. Obviously, working out matters. And every single person that looks like him works out all the time. Every single fucking person. So I'm not saying that like, oh, he takes steroids and that's the only reason why it happens. But again, there's a reason why he takes steroids. Why do you think he doesn't just stop taking steroids? Because he's not going to look like that anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's just logic. Sorry, that was a bad visualization. I probably should have done that in Microsoft Paint. But all I'm saying is that the point that I'm making here is that what this shows more than anything is that it has nothing to do with his lifestyle, which is what he's really selling. Liver King is really selling a lifestyle. And he's selling a lifestyle and he's selling supplements. So whenever you're selling, it's like Dan Blitzerian is another good example of this, where this is like some big playboy, like badass poker player, and he's like really, really rich. He's got all these girls. But then whenever you find out that it's like, oh, well, his dad had a lot of money and that's why he's really well off. That's like one of the big reasons. It kills the image because he's selling an image that's not real. He's selling an image that like, he was like this big successful person, but he really wasn't. It was his dad that was a big successful person who went to jail or something like that. So yeah, he's selling a treasure chest. He's selling a treasure chest. He's selling a treasure chest without the key. That's a very good way to say it. Yeah, I like that. And if you compare it to playing with fake money on gambling sites, can you compare it to playing with fake money on gambling sites? I don't think it's a 1-to-1, but it's not a 0-to-1 either. I think it's somewhere in between. I don't think it's exactly the same. I think that a better comparison would be you can compare it to playing on gambling sites with rigged odds. Like, for example, like if you went out on like stake.com or one of these other gambling websites and you started gambling and you had like a program that would cause you to win like 70% of the time rather than like 48% of the time or 49% of the time, which is like probably normal. That would be the exact same thing. Phantom Lord's a good example. Yeah. And so that's why this is bad, is it means that his lifestyle is not the causal factor in his physique. You see what I'm saying? Because there are people who don't have his lifestyle that have his physique. And the real causal factor across all of them is not eating bull dicks or liver, it's doing steroids.
In 2021, when I was 43 years old, I didn't feel 100% physically or cognitively. So I went to get monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician to see what the fuck was going on with my life.
Totally fine. And I would recommend other guys to do this too. If you're not feeling good, especially after 30, you should definitely have your hormones checked. Absolutely. This is not a bad thing.
And so yes, it's true. I have tried several peptide combinations in an effort to increase my growth hormone, and it didn't work, meaning that my levels still remained below the normal level. So yes, it's also true that I've tried pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and I finally found success in managing therapeutic levels in the normal range. Yes, this is true. I've continued on with 0.6 cc's of testosterone per week, roughly 120 milligrams of testosterone a week. And no, I don't take any other steroids like nandrolone or Winstrol, but I have tried them in the past without success. Yes, It's also true that my blood chemistry got all fucked up while taking nandrolone and Winstrol.
That's what scares me so much about taking steroids is like you put something in your body that's not supposed to be there, you don't know what's going to happen. That shit scares the fuck out of me. The leak literally said he's on 6 different drugs. Yeah, it did. Yeah, Winstrol was written in the leak email. Yeah. So it's like, if the leak email was not true, he would just probably come out and be like, yeah, that's bullshit. It's not true. That's all there is to it. But he didn't do that. So it's clear that the leak email was true. Because, like, for example, if somebody posted something else like that to me about me, I would not really pay it a lot of mind. I'd be like, yeah, this is complete fucking bullshit. It's not true. That's all there is to it, and move on. So, yes, it's clearly true. I don't believe that I think everything in that email, he was taking all of those things. Email was a year old for the leak. Yeah, maybe he's not taking all of those things right now. That could be the case. Sure.
My lipids got all deranged. My liver enzymes went sky high, which is why clinical oversight is an absolute must. Nope. The Liver King brand has had nothing, or at least very little, to do with my business success. My companies were already kicking ass, already successful before the Liver King public figure, growing at 50% year over year and still growing at the same pace after the Liver King public figure.
That's great. I mean, like, I'm happy for him that his businesses are doing well. That's really great. But that doesn't have anything to do with what he's saying here. I think that, this is my opinion, I think that whenever you are a fitness content creator, your physique and the way you look is a massive selling point. Nobody wants to go and watch a fat guy tell you how you need to work out. They want to watch a guy that looks like Liver King. And this is what happened, remember, with Connor Murphy. Whenever he started getting into crazy shit, people started taking him less seriously because he didn't maintain his physique as much. So this is just the truth. If Liver King didn't look the way he did, the Liver King persona would not exist. That's just the truth. That's the way these things work.
Nope. I've never had ab implants, ab etching, or any other plastic surgery, and I sure as fuck never actually had gene editing done in Singapore. I made all of that up. It was all intended to be a joke, and that's an expression of ancestral 10 and 10. Have a little goddamn fun. Ultimately,
that could be true. I mean, really, there are a lot of guys, the truth is, there are a lot of guys that look like Liver King does who do steroids. I think that steroids and, working out constantly, it being your entire life, I think this can probably get you there. I don't think he has ab implants. I find it unlikely. But I find it's like 80% unlikely. I would not bet on this being true, but if it was, I would be like, okay.
Why did I, or why do I do them? When I talk about the 85% of the population that suffers from self-esteem issues, that's me. I'm part of that statistic. This is why I fucking work myself to death in the gym. This is why I do 12 to 15 blood-burning workouts a week, just to feel like I'm okay. Still, I have to absolutely crush myself to do so, and I'm wrecked physically and cognitively, and hormone replacement has helped in a profound and significant way.
Yeah, I think this part's probably true. I mean, there's a lot of people that probably get into this kind of stuff because they have body dysmorphia or they have some sort of, disorder where they don't like the way they look. I mean, I think that there's a lot of girls that feel that way, especially, I'm always shocked whenever there's these really pretty girls and they think that they're ugly and they have these horrible self-esteem issues. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it happens all the time. So, yeah, I don't find this part to be unlikely.
And still, I believe that the path to paradise is paved in fucking hell. I previously have said in a weird way, I'm grateful for the recent events that have shed light on this complicated as fuck topic.
Well, I think you should be. Whenever you're living a lie, and he knows that it's a lie, and he's already mentioned before that he has other businesses that are successful that he does well at, and he doesn't necessarily need to be Liver King to be successful. So why not just be who you are and that way you don't have to live a double life. It is probably a good thing for him that this happened. I think it's a good thing for everybody.
I knew I needed to take this opportunity to openly discuss everything for me to be a better human. If there are any questions that remain unanswered, send them my way. I fully own that I fucked up. I am as sorry as a man can be. And all I can do is take extreme ownership right now, be better, and lead myself to a better life as a better human. Again, thank you to everyone for the support, the criticism, the love, the hate, and above all else, the loyalty. Liver King. Out.
Yeah, I think that's not as bad as it could have been. It's really, whenever you think about it, it's not as bad as it could have been. Friendly Fire 8? What's Friendly Fire 8? Is it raid? Wait, one sec. I'm not really sure. Sorry, people are spamming that. It's a charity stream? Oh, shit, okay. Cool. Is it a charity event? Oh, all right. Yeah, I like that he thanked people for their criticism, to be honest. He doesn't really think that. I mean, he just says that to make people like you happy. That's not really true. Let's be honest. Like, it is a good thing for him that this came out, but this is really, like, the truth is, like, he's trying to do this in order to do damage control. I think that, honestly, look, what's done is done. I think if he wants to keep using steroids, this is my opinion, I think he should not sell supplements if you're using steroids and doing this kind of stuff. I find this to be unethical. Obviously, he's free to do whatever he wants, and I think that anybody who buys steroids or buys, supplements from this guy afterwards, if you don't know he was doing steroids at this point, there's a certain level of buyer beware. You have to be accountable for yourself. However, it is really kind of fucked up that this happened. I think that the worst part about it, again, is the fact that, you know, he's selling a lifestyle that is not true. This is not a real lifestyle. This is something that is, he's selling you a fully made puzzle, but he's not telling you that, like, one of the most important pieces isn't there. Like, the biggest, most middle piece is just simply not there. It's weird some people are going to lie to themselves, so good at finding a pseudo-moral dogma or reasons for being evil demons. Well, I mean, I think that this is what happens for a lot of people, is that they get into doing a bad thing, and they get into doing bad things because they feel like they're doing the right thing overall. So it becomes like a situation where the ends justify the means. You know what I mean? Ancestral Tenant number 11, take HGH. There it is. Hell yeah, brother. Do you know how news networks say they're unbiased? Everyone needs a selling point. It's not meant to be taken literal. Yes, it is. So basically, a news station saying that you're unbiased is very different than somebody selling a thing that you are supposed to put into your body. Like, this is totally different. So, I think there's actually I don't know about all the laws everywhere, but usually if you say something like, oh, well, we're the best barbecue in the world or something like that, this is okay to say because it's something that's, like, so unbelievable that it's not true. That, like, people are not going to be intentionally fooled by this. Whereas I think for the Liver King in that circumstance, there are a lot of people that would buy his supplements and try to live his lifestyle because he looks the way he does. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's because that's subjective? Yeah, exactly. Of course it's always subjective. The fact that people believe he was natty at all is mind-boggling. Well, that's what happens whenever you're selling to a bunch of, like, as he said, depressed, sad people that are looking for anybody to sell them a solution. These people are just, like, running around with their money, looking for somebody to take it and tell them that it's going to be okay. That's what it is. I apologize. I lied. Follows up with I didn't expect the exposure. While building, hit 1 million followers in less than a year. Yeah, I mean, I think that's generally true. Sure. I expect the exposure. I think that you could say he didn't expect it to go as well as it did. Like, that's probably true. Gotta love the irony of lying during an apology for lying. I feel bad for anyone eating cow balls because of this man. I know it's sincere when he's sitting on a throne and starts bragging about how much money he has. The Liver King is speedrunning the influencer lifestyle. Barely a year into the game and he's already making an apology video, Lamau. I'm so sorry. But truly, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I never thought I'd get caught. Well, either way, it's a huge imposter syndrome. Bro, like, I can have sympathy for somebody who's in a bad spot mentally because of whatever reason. However, the truth is, like, the guy scammed a lot of people. That's like saying fucking SBF. It's like, oh, well, he was depressed, so it's okay that fucking FTX causes people to lose billions of dollars. I don't give a fuck about what syndrome you have. Whenever you're stealing people's money, that's the problem, not you. Like, not your issues. You are affecting the world. Like, like, whenever you're using, like, oh, I was in a bad mood. This is like, you know, if you're, like, rude to a friend or something like that, or you don't want to hang out, or, you know, you're stressed out about something. Like, bro, he's just scamming people. What the fuck? He's an imposter, no syndrome? Yeah. Yeah, there's no syndrome to it. That's a good point. Unless you're clinically insane, you're responsible. Yeah. It's like, I don't like this idea, like, oh, I was having mental problems, so it's okay that I did something bad. Get the fuck out of here. No way. Let's see. I'm not ashamed because I told an obvious lie. Nobody ever believed. I got caught in the most hilarious way ever. I don't know how he's going to recover from this. I feel like it's probably unlikely that he will, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't really know. Let me see here. I'll go and look at a few other things, obviously, that I've wanted to get through with, and then after that, we will be watching the rest of the Kanye West stuff. Okay. I can also see how musicians and actors and other famous people are envisioned and idolized as false personas all the time. Well, the difference is that, like, for example, whenever you're envisioning the lifestyle of somebody like Kanye West, etc., like, he actually is rich, he is successful, etc. I mean, yes, there's no lie there, or like Jay-Z or something like that. Like, it would be like the equivalent of somebody saying that they're rich from, like, you know, trading stocks and then selling, like, a stock trading, like, a course. And then it turns out that they actually just inherited all the money and they don't even trade stocks. That's what it would really be like.